where dream fights come to life.
What's up, y'all? My name is King Mo, aka the Black Bird Sugar, and we have
It's your man V Styles, aka O Ellis, coming straight out of Detroit, Michigan.
Me, I'm Party Marty, aka the couch professor. I'm the man that's analyzed everything from the couch. So I'm the non-pro. I'm the Joe.
all right. So we all want to start off first, man. Should we start off with the Pacheco fight, or should we start off with the? You
Yeah,
want to start off and then move our way up?
let's get that out of the way. I want to start off with the recap of the Pacheco fight, and then talk the retirement news of Bud Crawford next.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I was very big on Pacheco when I first started seeing him. He beat Manuel Gallegos, who's tough. Stopped him. Manuel Gallegos, he's from Los Mochis. I've seen him fight before in Mexico. And he beat my boy Kevin Newman from the Money Team.
He beat Kevin Newman?
Yeah, Manuel Gallegos did.
Okay.
But it was, but then Pacheco stopped Manuel Gallegos. And Pacheco was looking good. He had power. He had good range. He had good boxing skills. He has great footwork. He has a pretty solid chin for what I saw. But man, for some reason, Sergio came with it, man. He came with a relentless style, very aggressive pressure style. It was ugly sometimes because he smothered his own work. But eventually, he started to get through, and he dropped Pacheco. He was rocking Pacheco a few times. And I just think that maybe Diego might be struggling because, he got rid of Benavidez Sr., and he's with new trainers, and he has a baby, and he's a father now. I'm not sure what he has going on, but this last fight, he looked very vulnerable. He better not fight Ozzy Iglesias or Hamza Shiraz. Hell, I'm not even sure if he could beat Jaime Munguia right now. Jaime Munguia might be a tough fight for him. I'm not sure what he does next, but man, he needs to ramp up and get his mind right. What about you? What you say, Marty?
Yeah, when I had texted you, I was really impressed with his performance. He was actually fighting. He had like 11-inch, something outrageous, like 11-inch reach advantage over Sergio, and I was like, dang, okay, he's fighting smart. He's fighting behind his jab, fighting tall. Then around the fourth or fifth round, maybe he started getting tired, like you said. Maybe stuff going on with the new training camp, family. Just had a baby, so maybe there's too much distractions going on. Not making excuses, but he started avoiding or started staying away from using his advantages and started getting tied up, started getting tired. I know they're saying like, hey man, you need to start turning, like step out, step around, and turn your opponent so you don't get caught up in throw some punches so you don't get caught up on the ropes or get caught up in those clinches. So he wasn't doing that. So maybe he doesn't know how to do that. So maybe he needs to go back to those basics of how to get out of a clinch, and how to avoid that, and stick to using his reach advantage. So he needs to fight more like I'm really high on 126-pounder Rafael Espinoza. He's one of the top featherweights right now, in my opinion. The guy is huge for the weight class, and he uses his height and range smartly. So it reminds me of like Klitschko. So I didn't see that enough with Pacheco. So like you said, he needs to stay away from these top dogs right now, like Iglesias, and he needs to stay away from maybe even Mabelli might be a good fight for him.
Really? I don't know.
I like to see him maybe against Caleb Plant. That'd be a good test to see where he's at. Caleb Plant's a gatekeeper right now, and he'll test his chin for sure.
He's fighting Charlo next, what I'm hearing.
Yeah, a winner of that.
Okay.
That needed to happen after Charlo got slapped, so they had a fight after Caleb slapped him in public. So that fight needs to happen already. So yeah, maybe Pacheco fights the winner of that. Just to see where he's at. We're going to see if this is a make or break type of fight. Can he overcome this kind of a little bit of adversity? I mean, he got up from getting dropped and he won the fight. Wasn't his best performance, but we'll see going forward from that. And then, go ahead, Mo.
All right, so we got that out the way. Then let's talk about Terence Crawford. He retired, stepping away from the game for right now. I think he had a great career. Granted, it was kind of quiet. He had promotional issues. I felt like Top Rank did a horrible job promoting him.
Man,
he gets kept away from the PBC fighters.
Yep.
When he fought Errol Spence, that was a great performance, but at the same time, Errol might have been some damaged goods. But at the same time, you have to live a proper lifestyle if you're a champion. Terence Crawford does that. Errol Spence didn't. So that's the difference between those two right there.
I agree.
But yeah, man, I think when it's all said and done in about 8 years, people give Terence Crawford his props right now. But in about 6 to 8 years, people will be talking about him a little more.
Okay.
He's kind of Andre Ward in a sense.
I can agree with that, but I also believe I think he's just taking a break right now. Retirement is thrown out there so much these days. It's like, okay, you say you retire. Are you truly retired? Because what I seen was he asked for 100 million from Turkey, and Turkey offered him 50. Then the next day he retired. So I do believe he's the A side now. I do believe he should be able to get that money. But he knows his worth. So I
Let me
think
ask
he
you,
just
Joe, Orlando, let me ask you this though.
what up
The money, but who would be a suitable opponent to
for him right now.
yeah, to garner that money aside from Canelo? Because who would be a suitable opponent? Because everybody else, like Ozzy Iglesias, Janet Beck is out right now.
I
At
think he
one,
will have to drop down.
but
He
at
will have,
there's no one there. At 154, who knows if he can make that right now?
yeah. He's an older fighter. It's kind of hard for them to make their weight. That weight. Once they get a certain age, I get it. I always wanted to see him in boots. I always thought that will be a match that I mean, for Terrence, I understand. It's like, what does he gain from it? But if he lose, then Boots pretty much earns the most from him. As far as getting his name up there. So I
Gamboa.
do,
Here's the thing though. Gamboa went through the same thing fighting Terence Crawford.
yeah.
So everyone goes through that same. Canelo, when he fought Floyd, Floyd had nothing to gain by beating Canelo. In my opinion, everyone it's a passing of the torch. Everyone goes through that. Some people don't pass the torch; they leave on top, like Floyd kind of did. But at the same time, Floyd dodged a few landmines in there.
I
Yeah,
still, I still think Floyd.
Styles make
I still think Floyd lost that first Castillo fight, but that's just me.
no, but I'm saying we could think, but I'm saying like it's like this, right? I feel like
And I
if you
love Floyd. I'm a Floyd guy.
think that I would like to see him fight someone like a young guy that didn't know how to lose at the time, Paul Williams. Granted,
Yeah.
Paul Williams lost to Kitana at 154.
Paul Williams was a
But
monster.
the thing at the time, Paul Williams was just throwing so many punches, and he was so unorthodox. He could fight on the inside. And he's just long and lanky, and I feel
Yeah.
like that was the fight people wanted to see, but we didn't get to see it. Same thing with the Pacquiao fight. Who knows that I feel like Floyd was still won, but the fight happened when they were a lot older. The
Yeah,
fight would
but
have been competitive.
Floyd was the older fighter too. People like to use that excuse, but Floyd is what 2 years older than Pac-Man.
Yeah, but no.
In boxing, I get it.
Yeah, 'cause you look how Pacquiao style.
Yeah,
Pacquiao style, but he's a blood and guts fighter.
yeah. I definitely understand.
Marty, go ahead. What you got? What you say?
Well, I'm not gonna. You're ready. You know how to trigger me, so I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet on the whole. We're going 45 minutes. We're gonna start all hit our 50-minute mark just on Floyd. So we'll you, you've been hiding out for a week on vacation, buddy. So I forgot about our PTI, so then we'll save that for our PTI.
What we did that start of the year?
Yeah,
26.
let's do that. Let's do that. One of the categories would be about Floyd's career. Who did he really duck anybody or did he not? That's a good discussion for you and I.
Man, that's an excellent discussion.
Right? We'll discuss that. Yeah, we'll discuss that when we go back. Yeah.
All right.
Thing,
So going on Crawford here. He retired. V Style saying here, maybe he's just playing mind games right now. Maybe he's just putting his deck of cards out there, seeing if Turkey's going to bite. It's
Yep.
kind of what Canelo did with Jake Paul. Canelo was saying he was about to fight Jake Paul on Netflix, and here comes Turkey, gave him more money. So maybe he's just using his worth. So we'll see. Maybe he's not fully retired, but right now,
But
old, 42-0. Let's look at his career though. 135. His best win was arguably against Yuriokis Gamboa, who was starting to show signs of a questionable chin in defense as it was. He got dropped at least once in previous fights before the Crawford fight. So, and then,
I will give Gamboa this, though. He did hurt him in that fight.
Oh, yeah, he had him on skates for sure.
He had him hurt.
Yeah, he looked like he played for sure.
Yeah.
And then we look at 140. His best win was, in my opinion, Victor Postol. That was probably his best win at 140. That was a tough fight. And then at 140, also Green Machine kind of dropped him too. We discussed in the past. That wasn't.
Is it 140 or 147? 147, I believe.
I thought it was a 140. No.
That was 147. Could be wrong, but no. Either way, 140, 140, 140. Yeah.
Look at 147. Conn was shot. Kell Brook was shot, and so was his face because he had a broken orbital bone. In previous fights, Triple G broke his face.
Spence broke the other one.
What's that?
Spence broke the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, broke that exactly. And then Porter was on his way out. And then you got post-accident Spence, who wasn't the same, in my opinion. Everybody wants to say, look at his fight, Ugas, but yeah. There's a point in that fight where Ugas catches him. Spence literally stops in the middle of the fight, looks around for his mouthpiece like he's confused, and then tries to look for his mouthpiece and goes and gets clocked again and continues fighting. I'm like, that shows me signs of, something's going on. And then that was at 147. So, look, up to 147, you're looking at his best wins. Everybody's saying Victor Postol and Spence, and Spence wasn't the same. Then you look at 154, doesn't fight the best on 154. He fights a guy that's not a lot of people know him unless you're a hardcore fan of Monomrov, and he didn't look that great in that fight either. He was getting caught by right hands all fight. Everybody's saying, it's just the style, it's the style. But then you got Ortiz came in and annihilated him, So, and then at 168, to me, he picks off Canelo. He knows his size. He knew that Canelo was small for the weight class. Canelo started at 140 in his career, went all the way up to 175. So this is after Canelo did all the work, too. So he unifies 168 without even having a fight there or even winning a title. So Canelo does all the work, goes through the gauntlet of Caleb Plant, Colin Smith, and BGS. Do you think Terence could have beat any of those three in their prime? I'm asking you guys. Do you think he could have gauntlet? Not say one fight. Do you think he could have done what Canelo did?
That'd be tough. That'd be tough.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think so. Colin Smith is huge, and he's a huge puncher at 175 right now. Caleb Plant's a slick, good fighter too, And BGS was undefeated, and he was in his prime when Canelo broke his face too. So to me, I agree with what you're saying, and you guys are saying what Mo is saying too. It's kind of a quiet career. Is he going to be a top 50 fighter when he retires? Based on skills, yes. Based on resume, no. I think he could have done more, and a lot of it too has to do with Bob Arum.
Bob Arum fucked him over, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think so. So
think so?
No, because here's the thing, right? He was losing money.
Yeah, he was. Top Rank was losing money.
I knew who Terence Crawford was from the amateurs. I saw him get punched by Gary Russell at the training center. Saw that fight happen. After he beat British Prescott, he got hit with the Andre Ward. Remember, people said Andre Ward was boring, and they're like, we don't like watch the fight. After he defeated British Prescott, people were saying the same thing about.
I love watching Andre Ward though.
Me too.
I never felt like he was boring.
Did you never watch on FS1 when he first started? I watched all his fights on FS1, Fox Sports 1. After Showtime, after HBO dropped him, after he got dropped by Darnell Boone, he went to he won a few fights and he went to FS1. That's where he fought Edison Miranda. That's where he fought quite a few guys because
was Miranda shot at the time or was he prime?
Undefeated, prime. El Pantera undefeated, but at the same time, people forget this. Ward was thought of as being boring because he had no flair to him. He was like a Tim Duncan of boxing. So I think Crawford had a great career. I think he's a Hall of Famer, easy. I think he'll be in the top 15, possibly top 10 because right now we're looking at him from one lens, a fresh lens. But then as time goes on, that's when you start to notice more and more of their greatness. Even with Floyd. When I watched Floyd, I was like, damn, Floyd's good. Now that I watch Floyd even again, as I'm older, I'm like, man, that motherfucker was exceptional.
Oh, hold on.
He was.
Yeah,
Floyd
no,
was the
but no, I'm talking about like when you're watching boxing now, right? And then you go back and watch Floyd's fights. Because, when you're watching Floyd do what he's doing, we're watching, it's like we're watching it and we're like, damn, Floyd's good, Floyd's good. But now when you see what we're seeing right now in boxing, and you go back and see what Floyd was doing to
you
work,
miss it.
you're like, damn, Floyd was really, really good.
He
Same
didn't
thing,
waste punches.
same
Everything he threw was accurate.
with James Toney.
James Toney.
When
Yep.
James 25, we're like, damn, James is good. But now you look back, you're like, my motherfucker was really good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes time when you start to miss somebody and you go back and you watch their work, you're like, damn, he was good.
Like them.
It takes you have to miss that person first though.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I'll go back to my man. Klitschko could punch. The motherfucker had some great accuracy. He's very efficient and he's pretty athletic. I went back and watched the Anthony Joshua fight. And I'm like, damn, Klitschko could have won that bitch. I watched that live and I'm like, damn, that was back and forth fight. And I was watching it live. And I'm like, damn, it was a good fight. But go back and watch it now. Klitschko could have won that bitch. Take away the uppercut, Klitschko would have won. So, I think it's going to take us to step away from Crawford for a little bit and go back and watch it because
To really appreciate him.
Yeah, because because I feel like even though we're older, we appreciate the skills, and the older generation always says the new guys don't box like the old guys. It's always been like that, and that's the truth.
Well, yeah, they always say in sports you're going to miss you're not going to appreciate them until they're gone, and you realize that boxing is suffering when these guys from the 80s and 90s, all in the early 2000s, all are gone and retired. Floyd, how exciting was it? I remember having parties all the time, with my family, my brother, when Floyd was fighting. It was like a big thing every time,
It was.
But don't forget though, people were saying, "What about Floyd at the time? He's a runner. He's a track star."
That's bullshit.
I know, but here's the thing: when you watch him now, you're like, "Damn, he was fucking excellent."
Yeah, those are just the racists. That just comes from racism and guys that he beat. Like a lot of Latino fans, they like guys that stand there and brawl. That's just their taste. That's what they are. There's like machismo.
That's crazy though. The name of the game is to get hit. Is to hit and not get hit.
Of course.
He used the ring better than everybody else, whether it was bigger or smaller. The whole purpose of picking the ring size is to use the ring like you're using everything, not just the gloves. You're using the ring. Like movement is everything. Like footwork is everything. So what Jake Paul did was running. That was running the whole.
Jake Paul. We'll talk about Jake Paul.
I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah. I just posted Mo's fight with Jerry. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just posted Mo's fight with Jerry. Look at Mo used footwork. Mo was backing up.
It was good times.
Yeah, Mo was backing up because Jerry was coming in sloppy and overly aggressive. So Mo was baiting him in, setting the trap, and Jerry was coming in with his arms out. And then, looking because he was tired and hurt, and Mo caught him with that right hook I taught him.
Man, that right hand was a motherfucker, boy.
Marty.
He came with that right hook I taught him in '99. You know what I mean? He knocked his block off.
Yeah, yeah, man. I ain't never seen. We've seen him knocked out, but that was probably the worst knockout of his career.
You mean King Mo's best knockout? Or Jerry's?
No, I'm talking about Yuri's worst.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
I'm talking about he couldn't. He was laying on his jaw. I'm talking about like head first, like laying. He couldn't even. I said, "Woo!"
Right into that right hook. What happened? Why did he poke your eye before that? Because I saw you were wincing and stuff.
I punched him. I hit him. He poked me in the eyes. I feel a punch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah. I have to kind of slow you down on saying he's going to be a top 10 fighter, Crawford, because I think we agreed all but V-Style said that we all agreed that Leonard would beat Crawford, right? When we did our mythical matchups.
Yeah.
So he'd be better than Leonard.
Except for me.
Yeah. But in my opinion, Leonard's a top 10 fighter, bro. Come on, Leonard's great.
Who are we leaving out? Floyd's a top 10 fighter easily.
Floyd's probably top 5, top 6.
I would say top. I think Floyd top 3.
I'm not saying top three because because here's my thing, right? Floyd did his thing, but the reason why I couldn't put him above like Henry Armstrong or
Why?
Willie Pep
Willie Pep, Sugar Ray Robinson.
or Sugar Ray Robinson. The 15-minute rounds and the same day weigh-ins changes everything.
All right.
That changes everything.
I
Or
respect.
could you imagine going 15 rounds after weighing in the same day?
I think
Yeah,
Floyd.
that
I
did
think
change the game.
Floyd was a machine.
Floyd probably could have, but the thing is, just
Yeah.
imagine the killers that were around back then, and they were fighting a lot more. They had 50-something, 60-something fights.
Yeah.
It's a whole. They were gladiators back then. They were straight warriors back
I
there.
remember the 15 rounder days, man. Those were some good times.
And they stopped that because people were dying. So
Ray Boom Boom Mancini and I believe it was a Japanese fighter or Asian fighter he was fighting.
Yeah. Or what about it was who was it? Was it Sugar Ray Robinson? I said he had a dream that he was going to kill his opponent, and he ended up killing his opponent the next night.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, it was Robinson, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
Or it might have been Henry Armstrong. I don't know, because remember, Henry Armstrong's name was Homicide Hank.
Maybe it was Henry. It was one of them two. I was watching a documentary on them recently, and they said that he said that he had the night before the fight, he had a dream that he was going to kill his opponent, and he ended up doing it. I think he ended up buying the fighter's wife or his mom a house after it because he felt guilty. So yeah. But going back to the same V-Styles, calling him Floyd boring and all that, watch Floyd from 130 to 140. One of the most gifted fighters I've ever seen in my life. The offensive performance he put on Arturo Gatti and Diego Corrales is some of the best offensive performances I've ever seen in boxing. That dude was a monster. He came forward.
Diego was my favorite fighter at the time, and I always rock with Michigan fighters. So at that time, people was running from Diego. They didn't want no smoke with him. He was undefeated. He was smashing people. You never seen him hurt. Diego was a monster. I gave my son the middle name Diego because of Diego Corrales.
Yeah.
And Floyd, I'm always gonna rock with who I rock with, man. But I'm like, man, I rock with Floyd, but I gotta go with Diego, man. And he made Diego look horrible, man. He made him look bad. And that was the day that I became a true blue Floyd Mayweather fan when he smashed Diego Corrales. I was like, damn, if he can do that to him, then it's gonna be problems for everybody else. And that's when his hands wasn't brittle.
Exactly. He had to adjust to how
They were always kind of brittle.
Yeah.
They were always kind of brittle because he hit somebody to the knee. They were always kind of brittle. It's like, when you punch people wrong, your hands either get more calloused up or they get broken down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their hands, like mine, get calloused up. Like Michael Moore's hands are calloused up, but then Michael Hunter's hands are brittle. They're guys that have brittle hands from just punching so much. So it just depends. You can go either spectrum. Damaged or calcified.
Explain that. What do you mean by that?
What you say now?
Explain how your hand is to those that don't understand.
Like, so, see, calcified, like where you develop callus and extra
callus.
bone over the knuckle. Yeah.
Ooh. That helps
So
more?
let's discuss. Yeah, it helps with just more density. Look at George Foreman. George Foreman's hands were.
Look at Bruce. If you ever get an opportunity, look at Bruce Lee's hands. Like his knuckles, nothing but calluses.
Same thing with Lennox Lewis.
Okay. Lennox got calluses like that?
Yeah. So let's talk about the event that we saw this weekend. Let me start off with this, right? I'm glad Netflix is airing boxing. I'm happy for that. I wish that they would put Caroline Dubois on the main card, but she signed with MVP kind of late.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the fighters that, other than Anderson Silva, everyone else that fought was trying way too hard to impress. The new guy they signed that was 2-0, he was a great fighter for a guy from Colombia.
Yeah.
He was trying too hard. Forgot his name, but he's talented, quick. Alicia Baumgartner, she won, but I feel like there's more to be seen, and maybe the 3-minute rounds. The only woman I can see doing well in 3-minute rounds right now is Clarissa Shields, because I've seen her go 3-minute rounds, and she's a little different. I feel like she has more skills. Actually, nope, Caroline Dubois and the girl that knocked out Beatrice Ferreira, Tuhan. Y'all seen her, Tuhan? The girl that knocked out Beatrice Ferreira?
No.
She's from Turkey? Okay, watch that fight, man. She has some scary ass power. Because Beatrice Ferreira was like the woman that she was like the cyborg. She was like cyborg, but she had skills and she could punch, she could move. And Turan ran right through her, man. The knockout was nasty. She slumped her. So you don't see too many women with power like that. Dubois is one of them. I feel like if Clarissa Shields had 3-minute rounds, she'd be able to stop a lot of these women more often. Savannah Marshall has power. Sadasia Green has power. Some of these ladies have power, but I think 3-minute rounds, depending on who it is, you'll see the cream rise to the top, you know what I'm saying? Or you'll see snoozers because they might gas out or they might not start fast enough because we're used to seeing these ladies go 2-minute rounds. And with the 2-minute rounds, they just go right at it.
I don't think 3-minute rounds, and this is no shade. I'm just going off what I've seen. I'm throwing that out there quick so you don't think I'm. I don't think 3-minute rounds would translate well for Clarissa because her cardio don't be good later in rounds. By the 7th or 8th round, man, she slows down, and that could be a problem for somebody like her. Who and there's no shade. I looked at her last fight. And
you look at the last fight, but when you go 2-minute rounds compared to 3-minute rounds, I'll tell you this for a fact. Get a boxer, put him in bare knuckle, where 2-minute rounds is a sprint. It's a sprint. You don't have time to feel things out. Where a 3-minute round, you can take the first round and a half bullshit.
Yeah, you just feel people out. Yeah.
Now, with women, they have to go out there and just start throwing punches because they have to score. That's the only difference. Now imagine if you have time to pick your shots, go to the body, and then pour it on. Instead of just throwing shots, because look, when it comes down to it, Clarissa's hitting these girls, and they're not really hitting their back. And they're just surviving. A lot of them are running. A lot of them are just clinching. They're getting hit. But over time, imagine getting hit like that for 3 minutes. Broken down. That's the only thing I see. And also these other women she's fighting, could they fight 3 minutes themselves?
That's true. I mean, the women in the heavyweight division, I mean...
What women?
That's my point.
No, the Franchise Cruz, she could fight, but 3-minute rounds for some. If you're training 2-minute rounds and that's all you've been doing, and all of a sudden they say, "Hey, it's an extra minute," how do you pace yourself? Because if you look at it, Baumgartner fought. She threw the same amount of punches she throws in 2-minute rounds.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. She didn't have to I don't think she was pacing herself, but at the same time, I think that you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. The car was trash. I'm trying to be diplomatic, but I was bored. There are too many commercials. I wish they had moved a lot faster.
I'm not going to complain. It's free. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's free, but I wish they could. It's not free because you pay for Netflix still.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm not paying $70. I'm not paying $75 for a card I'm going to be mad about. I rather, if I'm paying $12,
I understand, but you still pay for Netflix. But my thing is let's get to the Anthony Johnson fight. Now, Jake Paul, I give him the props for taking the fight. I give him the props for walking to the ring. I give him his props for stepping in the ring.
Yeah.
I give him his props for throwing some punches and getting hit. But he came there to survive, and he survived. He did, and he made Joshua look bad at times. He made Joshua look pretty bad.
I think he would have made anybody look bad though. As much running as he was doing. Like, how do you even get your timing going? Like, that's what I seen with Joshua.
Ring off.
He was trying to cut the ring off.
Not enough. There are times he was chasing him. You look at the ropes. He was chasing him. If you're chasing somebody in the ropes, you got to go back to the center and cut the ring into a pie like situation. Is the ring cut off in pies, and then you try to trap him in the corner. But he didn't do that until later on in the fight when Jake Paul was gassed.
I can't get that motherfucker no props, man. I know what you probably say. Anybody get in the ring, and take a chance and
embarrassment because he's a meme now. worth $94 million, of course, but it's a meme. Broken jaw, 2 places,
Two
missing.
places, right over here, and missing tooth, and he gonna be out over a year. That I was reading something where they say that kind of injury it takes at least 9 to 10 months to get to at least 90%.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna wind up having he's gonna have cosmetic surgery again to get those other teeth put back in. Like he's gonna be out for a minute. We probably won't see Jake Paul until 27 sometimes, 2027. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that too. I read that.
Marty, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I read that too about the whole cosmetic thing. Listen, to me, he's I don't know if you guys used to watch Jackass, Johnny Knoxville and all of them.
Man,
This is who he is. I'm not impressed with that. Okay, he's basically put in his body to get hurt for money and for attention. He's just he's a jackass pretty much. He's Johnny Knoxville.
Like a thrill seeker?
Huh? Yeah.
He's Johnny Knoxville.
A thrill seeker.
He's an adrenaline junkie. He's a what do they call him? The wrestlers.
Who's my man that used to staple his tongue and do all type of crazy stuff? What's his name?
Evo.
That's who Jake is.
Yes.
Evo.
These guys are adrenaline junkies. They're willing to put their bodies on the line for entertainment. They're carnies. That's what he is. So he's willing to get beat up for all this money. Now, I'm not impressed with that. Okay, great. I've seen this before on Jackass. Johnny Knoxville got knocked out by a butterbean for free. Knocked out cold.
I remember that.
Yeah. So
I remember that.
Yeah, so I'm not impressed with Jake Paul going in there and, looking like a goofball. I haven't seen as many takedowns since Kimo fought Gigar Masasi. So
man, look, bro. Look, he had at least 12 takedowns, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
I finished mine.
You did. You did.
I give you credit, kid.
And it was one moment I was like, man, is he trying to suck him off, man? Because he just kept going down on his knees. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And let's be honest.
My dad was like, he looked like your boy wrestling. I was like, yeah, it's some bullshit.
Let's be honest. The AJ, come on, man. He was just throwing punches to his chest and to his arm, casually missing 30% on his right hooks, when he had him on the ropes. If you really wanted to put him out, he would have done what he did in Nagano. Let's be real. You could have killed this dude if you wanted to.
Yeah, but Nagano stood right in front of him.
No. Nagano came to fight.
He came to fight.
Yeah, but at the same time, Joshua could have hit him in his shoulders, hit him in his chest.
Yeah, it could have been other things he did.
Smarter pressure because he was trying to go for the kill, and there are times where he missed and he made fucking Jake Paul look like Pernell Whitaker.
But that was a combination of running too, man. Because it was like,
don't matter
when he threw that right, and you see Jake go to the left, and because I think we all felt that through the screen, like, damn, he's trying to knock his head off, But that was a combination of him trying to take his head off and him running. So it just made me feel like at times Jake was running from the police, bro.
Yeah.
For real. Looked like he stole something. He was trying to get away. Like, you're not going to catch me over here.
I think he became
You're right.
Not get hit and around him and Loche, right? Loche is the other one.
Stays in front of you and makes you miss.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until he got tired. Like, we seen it at the end of the 5th round. When he was tired, it's like, okay, yeah, I see AJ go get him this next round, man. But I didn't have him going past 2. But I also thought that he was going to stay in front of him and actually fight. I didn't. Teddy Atlas is the only one that I know that said that it was going to go past 4 rounds. I thought he was going to get him out of there in the second.
Yeah.
Well, the ring was 22 by 22.
That was a big ass ring too.
22 by 22.
Jake chose that shit for a reason.
Yeah.
He knew what he was going to do. I think he was hoping that Joshua was going to be the one to blow his tank.
Yeah.
and that definitely didn't happen.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Jay fucked up by saying come in at under 240.
Oh yeah,
If we say come in at 260,
265.
250, he might have done better. He might
Yeah.
have lasted longer.
He
He
was
still
trying
got
to do
knocked out.
they're trying to do the whole Dubois situation where they watch Dubois fight and they think, okay, if we get him to be overly aggressive and commit, we'll be on the ropes. We'll land that overhand right, bro. You're not Dubois. You don't have power like him. You don't know how to set.
But when he landed that overhand right and he just ate it,
yeah,
I was like, oh man, that shit ain't working. That shit ain't working here.
No, that ring was big enough for a car show. That's how big that ring was, So definitely.
Yeah, it was, bro.
But anyways, Jake, done with boxing in my opinion. He can go to PFL and fight Nate Diaz if he wants to. Let him do an MMA fight, and he can be gone with his combat sports career. Finally.
He'll come back, but he's gonna come back, and he's not gonna pick somebody like AJ again. It's gonna be a person that's 2-3 sizes under him,
Andrew Tate,
or somebody like that. Because Tate just got, oh my God, all the shit that dude talked.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the shots that he got fucked up with. I'm like, bro, you don't have no fucking skill at all.
Kickboxer. Right. He's good kicking,
I mean, I'm glad you got
that was bad.
Yeah. Let's talk about preview of the main event for this big card coming up in Japan over the next after Christmas. It's Anyway versus Picasso. Well, go ahead, Mo. I know you're excited about this fight. Oh, let me do the breakdown real quick.
Okay,
Picasso,
so I didn't.
Let me do the breakdown real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Picasso's 32-0, 17 KOs. He's 5'8", 70-inch reach, so he's a pretty big dude for the weight class. Anyway, is 31-0, 27 KOs, 5'5", 67-inch reach. So,
hey, can you pull up Junto Nakatani's height and reach? Is Nakatani 5'8", 5'9"?
I think Nakatani's bigger. I don't have a computer in front of me. Maybe I don't know if V Styles has.
I'll pull it up.
I do. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'll tell you this because the thing is, I'm excited for this fight because I did not know much about Picasso, and I see some highlights of him, and I'm like, okay.
What's Picasso's first name?
I'm talking about Nakatani.
You're talking about Nakatani. Just type in Nakatani boxer.
I'm pulling it right now. But because my thing is like, okay, so Picasso's tall. He goes to the body really well.
Junto?
Junto's 5'8" with a 68.5-inch reach. So my thing is like, this fight can give me an idea of how Inoue will do versus Nakatani. Granted, Nakatani's a southpaw and carries more pop than Picasso does. Picasso's more of a volume puncher. He goes to the body really well. He gets hit some though, but he can fight. And I didn't know much about him. But after watching this fight, I'm like, whoa, after watching his highlights, I was pretty impressed. What about you, Marty?
Yeah, Picasso is his typical Mexican strong will, come forward. But he's not the typical brawler as a Mexican. I see a lot of boxing skills in him. His bread and butter is that left hook to the body and then on top to the head. He loves to go to the left hook to the body, deliver like you said, and come up the left hook to the head. That's if they survive that first initial body shot. But yeah, this is going to be a tough fight for my boy anyway. Like we were saying, Anyway's 32 already. I mean, that guy likes to spar bigger guys. They go to war. This is the type of fight that he can't afford to go and stand toe-to-toe with them. He's going to have to box smart.
His name David?
David Picasso?
His name David Picasso?
Yeah.
So this fight, Anyway's going to need a box, bro. He's going to need to stay on his toes. He's going to need to set traps. He can't go toe-to-toe. Once he gets hit, he can't go in that warrior mentality because Picasso is going to be ready to go to war, and that's going to be a tough fight for him to do that with.
How's Picasso? 28?
Yeah, he's young. He's young. He's got the reach and height advantage on him. Not the power,
and the youth, because
he's 25.
Yeah.
No,
25.
So
excuse me.
so
Hold on. Oh, no, he ain't 25. Hold on a
so
second.
think about this. In a way, with the style he carries, he has some decent defense, but he's been getting hit a little more. And with a fighter like Picasso, who's tall, long, and rangy, if he
Yeah.
utilizes a jab, double jab, it's gonna be a tough fight for Inoue. But Inoue has to utilize lateral motion and feints to get in. But even when he gets in, Picasso lets his hands go.
But we know
I don't
what
know. How do you have this fight going, Marty?
uh it's scary. I think the with the reach advantage, like you're saying, I think he's a little bit slower, Picasso, than anyway. Anyway's footwork and speed, I think
Yeah,
is
he
gonna be
25. He 25.
he's 25. I think anyway's gonna break him
Yep.
down to the body because, like I said, from round 1 to 12 or however long it goes, especially him being the shorter fighter, he's gonna get inside that reach and go to the body. He's gonna punish Picasso to the body. I mean, Picasso, like you said, was kind of unknown to a lot of people. This is the biggest fight of his life. He's never fought anybody even near someone in skill like anyway. So I think the intangibles in terms of biggest fight of his career, never fought anybody like anyway. Anyway, being the guy he is in terms of this overwhelms you to the head and the body, overwhelms you with footwork and speed and power. I think the body work and is having that intangibles in terms of being there in this type of fight before. So the mentality is going to carry him, and also his body work, I think. And the one that's going to really make me nervous is that fight. So that's the one I'm nervous about. Right now, to me,
I
it's a
think I tell you, Nakatani, you watched him. I feel like Inoue's gonna struggle on this fight. I feel like he's gonna struggle in this fight. I don't know why. I think maybe age, father time. If he's gonna look old, it's gonna be over this 2026 as he tries. I think that if Picasso was shorter, I'd be more confident in Inoue running through him. But with him being taller and if he utilizes a jab and steps back and clinches and smothers and uses some small tricks, he's pretty technical. He's not just wild. It seems like he uses some tactics in there. So if he steps back, slides back, keeps Inoue at the end of his punches, when Inoue gets in close, he clinches him, leans on him, backs him up. Like it could be an ugly fight, and I don't know. I think this is gonna be a tough one for Inoue. I
yeah,
really think so. And this is a litmus test for the Nakatani fight. And Nakatani's on the same card. Nakatani's a bigger puncher. He's a southpaw, and he lets his hands go. He fucking lets that left hand go. He's
yeah,
like a Japanese Adonis Stevenson.
Okay. So, I'm not familiar really with Picasso. What time is this fight on Saturday? Is it over in Japan?
yeah. He usually fights on
Yep, it's
Sunday.
in Japan. Yeah,
What day? What day exactly?
Yeah, so it'll be on.
It's either next Sunday or Monday. He fights weird.
It's the 20. It's the 27th. So
So Christmas is Thursday the 25th. So that's Saturday.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it'll be Saturday morning.
yeah.
It'll be Saturday morning because it'll be
There. Yeah,
okay.
early Saturday. It'll be like 5 o'clock our
It's
time.
gonna be on the zone.
I believe so. The zone. Yeah.
All right, I'll definitely tune into that, man. I want to see this. I want to see this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see this.
Yeah. I agree with Mo on that. I think, like I said, he has to fight smart, not get into a war with Picasso, and then he's gonna have to go to the body because he's a smaller guy. So you have to be smart getting around that reach, getting inside, and go to the body. But yeah, it's gonna set up for the biggest fight in Japan history next year. Early next year is if both guys win, Nakatani versus Inoue. So that's the fight of the could be the fight of the century, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, and it's gonna take place in Riyadh season.
really, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
they're not
So
they're not gonna
let's
fight.
talk about this, right? Let's talk about huh?
They're not gonna fight in Japan.
No, I'm hearing some Riyadh season. So
Wow.
Oh,
and
so
let's discuss Riyadh season. Is it me or does it seem like Turkey is trying to sabotage boxing to drive everyone to go to
yeah,
TKO?
Ali.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no. No. So think about this, right? PBC's with Amazon, and they don't have too many shows. Golden Boy is with the Zone, but I'm hearing they might get dropped. Top Rank has no TV deal. MVP is with Netflix, and then you see Paramount Plus is with Zuffa Boxing.
With TKO.
But at the same time, Turkey finances a lot of the fights that happen on the Zone. So if Turkey were to quit financing these bigger fights, and some of let's say Golden Boy loses their TV deal, Top Rank doesn't have a TV deal. Amazon has PBC, but you see about 4 or 5 fights a year, if that. Seems like not too many. If you're a boxer, where would you go to stay busy?
He's losing money anyway, so you might be on to something.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's losing money. But I'm saying, but it's just I feel like it's a way to sabotage boxing to drive people to go to TKO. Because if he quits financing the fights on the Zone, then who's gonna pay for those fights?
Yeah, but I don't. That's gonna be tough, man. Because I don't think boxers are going to mess with TKO. It's gonna take one.
They're gonna have to. Look, think about this. If there's no TV deal with Top Rank or Golden Boy, and PBC has 3, not too many. They have 6 shows, 7 shows a year now. A lot less. How can you stay busy? Where are you gonna fight at? You might have to take less money to fight now.
And that's what I was getting to.
But you might have to. You might have to, because look, if Golden Boy has no TV deal, how are they making money? If Top Rank has no TV deal, how are they making money? PBC don't have too many deals, but Paramount will be having shows. What, 20 shows this year coming up?
Yeah.
So then what are you gonna do? We'll sit out and wait for the big payday that might not come, or will you fight and get some pay?
So what you're trying to say is like
Jean Giselle.
Yeah. What you're trying to say is they're monopolizing the sport, like Comcast basically monopolizes the internet business. It's like you have no choice. You're gonna have to pay if you want the internet. You're gonna have to pay our prices and deal with it. Because I try to go to another company that pays it's cheaper, but they're out of my service. They say sorry. Comcast runs everything in that area. So that's pretty much what Turkey and Dana White's trying to do. They're trying to run all these other promotions, all these other companies out of the business, and where they're going to control everything. That's what Dana did with the UFC. Everybody, if you really want to get paid well, and they don't pay you well, but compared to everybody else, you're going to have to come to the UFC. But yeah, I saw what they're trying to do. Huh?
Sean Zettel brought that up. He said,
yeah,
if boxing wants to survive, all these promoters need to get together, band together, and co-promote more.
I agree with you said.
And maybe go on the Zone, go on.
Yeah,
and I feel like the 5 versus 5 was fucking amazing. They should do more of those.
Yeah,
that shit the 5v5.
Yeah,
fucking that right there gave me goosebumps and gave me hope. So I'm like, okay, we can see more of these 5 versus 5. Let's see a Golden Boy versus PBC.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see a Matchroom versus. Let's see these matchups.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's gonna take a lot. That's gonna take a lot of egos to be set aside.
Yeah. For the sake of boxing, if it's really coming down to this, yeah, I agree with what Sean said. A lot of people's sentiment is that these guys need to work together, get on a network together, and realize, hey, these guys are trying to do something to boxing. Trying to take over and change the landscape of boxing. So either we become punks and put our tails between our legs, or we step up and work together and save the sport. So I know we're coming up on 50 minutes, so we'll see what happens. Anything else? Closing, Bill?
Man, I don't know, but everything. The recap. Diego Pacheco. Hope he steps his game up. Terence Crawford had a great career. He'll be appreciated in a few more years. And this Netflix show was a no. No.
Yeah.
But at least we're having boxing on Netflix.
Yeah. And excited about the weekend's card. I'm anxious to see it, how anyway looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely going to tune in.
Yeah. All right.
All right, y'all. Well, time is up. And we're out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Had a great time talking with y'all.
You too.
Peace, y'all. All right.